Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Janabalava Girivaradhari. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Janabalava Girivaradhari. Yasodanandana Prajajanaranjana. Yasodanandana Prajajanaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parivakacharya Sarasi Srimad, His Divine Grace, Sri Lasi Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivakacharya Sarasi Srimad, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Tila Thakur Bhakti Vinod ki jai. Cushion पैर के लिए ठंडा है. श्रीमद् भगवद-गीता उपनिषद की जय. वृंदावन धाम की जय. Sadhu Sangha ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Go Premananda Hari Hari Bo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Tirmarandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhana Sudadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Shri Pasendo Bevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Thank you very much. So, today's verse 16.9, correct? Yes. Chapter 16. Chapter entitled The Divine and the Demoniac Nature. So, yes, Maharaj. Okay, thank you very much. So, please repeat. Etāṁ dṛṣṭim avaṣṭabhya naṣṭātmāno lpa-buddhayaḥ prabhavanty ugra-karmāṇaḥ kṣayāya jagato hitāḥ etāṁ dṛṣṭim avaṣṭabhya naṣṭātmāno lpa-buddhayaḥ prabhavanty ugra-karmāṇaḥ kṣayāya jagato hitāḥ etāṁ dṛṣṭim avaṣṭabhya naṣṭātmāno lpa-buddhayaḥ prabhavanty ugra-karmāṇaḥ kṣayāya jagato hitāḥ etāṁ dṛṣṭim avaṣṭabhya naṣṭātmāno lpa-buddhayaḥ prabhavanty ugra-karmāṇaḥ kṣayāya jagato hitāḥ. Okay, go ahead. naṣṭātmāno prabhavanty ugra-karmāṇaḥ. Okay, word for word. Please repeat. Etāṁ, this. dṛṣṭim, vision. avaṣṭabhya, accepting. naṣṭa, having lost. ātmānaḥ, themselves. alpa-buddhayaḥ, the less intelligent. prabhavanty, flourish. ugra-karmāṇaḥ, engaged in painful activities. kṣayāya, for destruction. jagato, of the world. ahitāḥ, unbeneficial. Translation, Srila Prabhupada. Following such conclusions, the demoniac, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible work meant to destroy the world. Please repeat. Following such conclusions, the demoniac, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. Purport, Srila Prabhupada. The demoniac are engaged in activities that will lead the world to destruction. The Lord states here that they are less intelligent. The materialists, who have no concept of God, think that they are advancing. But, according to Bhagavad-gītā, they are unintelligent and devoid of all sense. They are trying to enjoy this material world to the utmost limit, and therefore always engage in inventing something for sense gratification. Such materialistic inventions are considered to be advancement of human civilization, but the results is that people grow more and more violent and more cruel to animals and cruel to other human beings. They have no idea how to behave toward one another. Animal killing is very prominent amongst demoniac people. Such people are considered the enemies of the world because ultimately they will invent or create something which will bring destruction to all. Indirectly, this verse anticipates the invention of nuclear weapons, of which the whole world today is very proud. At any moment, war may take place, and these atomic weapons may create havoc. Such things are created solely for the destruction of the world, and this is indicated here. Due to godlessness, such weapons are invented in human society. They are not meant for the peace and prosperity of the world. Mukam karochi pachalam bhangam laitigirim yad kripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam etāṁ dṛṣṭim avaṣṭabhya naṣṭātmāno lpa-buddhayaḥ prabhavanty ugra-karmāṇaḥ kṣayāya jagato hitāḥ. Following such conclusions, the demoniac, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. Yes. So Krishna here, in the beginning of the chapter, he has given the divine nature, the devata. The devata is the person who accepts Purushottam, that the absolute truth is personal. And that person in the material world is making his life in such a way that he can realize his relationship with the absolute truth. So he is devata. But the asura does not recognize Purushottam, that there is a supreme person. So he is acting whimsically. He is inventing his philosophy, and on the basis of that invented philosophy, he is performing all sorts of activities. And these activities, Krishna says here, they're generally unbeneficial, horrible, and they have a destructive nature. They are tamasic. Already we've studied the three modes of material nature. Mode of goodness is harmonious. You're in harmony with the Supreme Lord, the mode of goodness, situated in knowledge. Mode of passion is activity. I want to enjoy this material world, sense of sensuality. Tamogun is heavy illusion, heavy nescience in the mind, and self-destructive mood, and also destructive to the world, because one is frustrated and he's full of anxiety. So he's ready to go very violent and cruel and release his frustration in this way. That is in the Bhagavatam. Anger after frustration. Lord Brahma, that is part of the material world, the conditioned material situation, that after frustration of trying to enjoy, Ishwaropi, I am controller, aham bhogi, and then this bhoga, this enjoyment of the senses, it's never satisfactory, so we become frustrated and then become violent, and we want to take out this frustration on other living entities. And so this is the demoniac mentality. It's like a tiger. Tiger looks very magnificent, but in a moment it can attack you and kill you. So the demoniac people are like that. They may dress very fancy and very nice and good suit and go to meetings, but in one moment they can declare war and kill millions. So, etāṁ dṛṣṭim, dṛṣṭim, this is it. Following such conclusions, you see this, dṛṣṭim, translation here in the word for word, vision, this way of seeing the world. So everyone, this is called also, English called world view. Everyone has a particular world view, meaning they looking at this external world and they all have a different opinion, and according to that they are acting. Because Tribhuvan, Krishna is Tribhuvan. There is the gross world, this gross body, then there is the subtle world of consciousness, mind, and then there is the spiritual world. So the materialist is generally focused on the external world. He's trying to use that for some kind of enjoyment, some kind of domination, and he has a philosophy. Animals, they may have a philosophy, we don't know, but all human beings generally have some kind of dṛṣṭim, some worldview. So earlier, we'll go through those worldviews. There's 12 verses where Krishna, in this chapter, he talks about the demoniac. Yes. So, pravittim cha nivrittim cha chayad jnana na vidor asoraha na socham napi characharo na satcham tesham vidyate. those who are demoniac, this is Krishna's beginning. We already heard about the devotee is very sweet, very kind, very patient, loving. He's seeing Krishna everywhere. But the demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. So, pravrittim cha nivrittim cha. So this also means they don't know what is dharma. Now the animals may run around the jungle or on the savannah they are not being sinful when they chase the buffalo and eat the buffalo or whatever. But the human being is not meant to live like that. At the beginning of the Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj, he was cursed to die in 7 days. So he went and he was asking all the sages, what is my duty now? Death is going to appear, so what is my duty now? And the sages said, Ante Narayana Smriti. At the end you should remember Narayan, Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto, you all know. So this point is very important at the beginning of Bhagavatam, because Parikshit Maharaj, the great saintly king, he was thinking, what is my dharma? What is my duty? So even in primitive Malecha Yavana societies, they have some kind of religious idea. You should do this and you shouldn't do that. But the most developed form of that is, of course, in the Vedas. Because the Vedas, they are divine. They are divine scriptures. They are eternal scriptures. And Krishna is giving good information there for the Sudra, how he should behave, how the tradesperson should behave, the Vaishya mood, the Kshatriya mood, the Brahminical mood, what work they should do and how they should behave. And at the beginning of Bhagavad-gītā, Arjuna was chastised by Krishna. You have your duty, Arjuna. You are Kshatriya. You cannot just leave the battlefield because you think in a sentimental way, I don't want to fight, I'm scared of the karma and all that. What does Krishna say? You have your duty. But now what you should do, Arjuna, is yajñātā kāmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. You should perform your duty as an offering to the Purushottam, Vishnu, the all-pervading Supreme Lord. So this is basically Bhagavad-gītā, is it not? We all have a duty. We may have children. We may have a business. We may have a management position. We may have some work. What does Krishna say? Bhagavad-gītā. Do your duty as an offering to Vishnu. That is karma yoga. And then above that, manmana bhavamad bhakto. Then you can perform rag bhakti by doing shravanam, kirtanam, Vishnu smaranam, parasevanam, achanam, vandanam. Then you can get some rag. You can worship the Shyam Sundar in the groves of Vrindavan with Radha and with the cowherd boys and Mother Yashoda. You can worship in that way. But at the beginning, Arjuna, do your duty. That will purify you. So Varnashram is Vaidhi Bhakti. Vaidhi is the pratishdam, the basis of rag. It clears the material karma. It purifies the soul. Because yad karosi yadadnasi dadasi dad. You should do your duty as an offering to the Supreme. That's Bhagavad-gītā. And then we know from Lord Chaitanya, go from that point and get Sevabhav and do Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Parase. Hear about Krishna, Bhagavatam, so on and so forth. And then you'll get some because the Supreme Lord is realized not so much by Vaidhi per se, that is a good beginning, but really Krishna is realized by bhava. Like at the beginning of the Bhagavatam, Narada Muni, he was doing his meditation, he was taught to do it. But then one evening, Krishna appeared in his meditation directly, and he was feeling ecstatic. There's description there in the Bhagavatam that his senses became enlivened, his tears, he realized the Supreme Lord. Similarly, Dhruva Maharaj, he did his sadhana, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. For 6 months he did austerity, but then Krishna appeared and he felt this great ecstasy. So Krishna is realized by bhava. Before that is Buddhi Yoga. We're using intelligence to understand scripture. We're hearing from Guru, from Shiksha Guru, and from Acharya, and we're trying to understand the absolute truth. That is sadhana bhakti. But then, by grace of Krishna, we get ecstasy. So, ecstasy is produced by this Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, right? And then when Krishna is realized, then we are ready to go to eternal life in the spiritual world. So this is the dharma of the human being, to become devotee and realize the Supreme Lord. Then you'll get eternal life. Janma kama tame divyam evam yovari tatvata. Once you know Krishna tatvata, in truth, directly, jnaninas tatvadashina, when you realize Krishna with your spiritual senses, atak Shri Krishna namadi, Krishna is beyond the material mind and senses. He's in this spiritual platform. Once the souls, the consciousness is purified, and then Guru, grace of Guru and the grace of Krishna, he will spuryada. You will realize Krishna. Krishna will appear in your heart. You'll become ecstatic like Narada Muni. So we should all think like that. One day that is going to happen to me. If it happened to Narada Muni, why shouldn't it happen to me? If it happened to Dhruva Maharaj, why shouldn't it happen to me? We should not just think, oh, that is in the Bhagavatam, that is in the Gita, that is that, but I am just a fallen soul. No, we should think that by grace of Guru, by Acharya, by grace of Shastra, I can also realize the Supreme Lord. We are made for that. We are not made for this material world. The natural condition is to be in Krishna Prem. So, the demoniac, though, they don't have this knowledge. Pravrittim cha, nivrittim cha. They don't accept it. So, tough luck. Neither cleanliness, right? Sadhana bhakti, when you do sadhana, you know, you take shower, take clean, after you sleep, take shower, bathe in Jamuna, only eat clean, nice prasadam, purified food stuff, no cleanliness, proper behavior. What is proper behavior? We've discussed this last few weeks. Proper behavior means to understand Vasudeva Savamiti. Every living entity is angsa of Krishna, to give respect to everyone, to give respect to the land, to the tree, the land, the animals. Because what? It is all the creation of Krishna. The Madhyamadikari thinks in that way. Everything is coming from Krishna, so how I can do the bhajan of Krishna if I don't respect all living entities? Mama angsa, everyone is part of Krishna. And Paramatma is in the heart of everyone. So we should respect. That is proper behavior. What does Lord Chaitanya say? Amanina maninena. Don't be anxious for respect. If somebody respects you, okay, take it on behalf of the spiritual master. Somebody respecting me, then I give that respect to Prabhupada, right? To my Guru. But I give respect to everyone. Of course, that means sometimes you upeksha. If somebody is demoniac and negative and angry, that is the sign of the demoniac, angry, frustration, tamagun. Then you respect from a distance. Oh, I respect you, goodbye. Just like you respect a snake, how? I respect this snake very much. I'm going to the other side of the room. So we have to be practical also. But we know, this snake is very nice. He's a spirit soul, just like me, but we'll meet later. So, proper behavior, no truth. Of course, the truth, the demoniac person, he can't speak the truth. Even if he wants to speak the truth, it won't come up. It won't come out of his mouth. It gets stuck in the throat. If you ask him, how old are you? He'll, I can't tell the truth. I'm 20. He may be 50. Anyway, but so the truth, but he cannot speak the truth in a philosophical sense because he doesn't know what is the truth. Yeah, he's in tamagun. His mind is not clear. So that is Krishna's basic introduction. Because they're not following the basic duty of a human being, to perform your duty as an offering to Krishna, because they're not acting in that way, then they are stuck in illusion. Maya, Mahamaya. Krishna and his devotees, Yoga Maya. That Maya, yoga means union. Union with who? Krishna. So everyone in the transcendental world, transcendental consciousness, they are under the Maya, the energy of Krishna that gives remembrance of Krishna. But the materialist is in Mahamaya. That means under the energy that gives sense of God, separation and illusion. So this is the sad condition. So they don't speak the truth because they don't know. And they become, what do they call it? Psychopathic in the modern world. They don't speak the truth. They become narcissistic, sociopathic. They're always calculating, should I say this, should I say that? What's my advantage? Well, oh yes, I'll say this, I'll do that. So then, now we come, this is their basic mistake. Now Krishna gives, it's very interesting this. I've been reading the commentary of Baladeva Vibhushan, Madhvacharya, and of course Srila Prabhupada on this next verse. And they contain, in nutshell, the philosophy of those that don't accept Purushottam. Because you can consider in this way, we want to know the source. What is the explanation of this creation? We want to understand where has it come from, right? At the beginning of Bhagavad, Janmadi Asyata, right? Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Asyata. The absolute truth is that from which everything has emanated, right? So we want to know the source. So there is only really three definitions of the source. One, voidism. That means everything has come from nothing. And then monism. Everything has come from some kind of field of energy that is without distinction, without variety, without qualities. It's existing, which is a quality, but there is no real personal aspect. It is just energy. Just like electricity, it is not personal. It is flowing in the wire. It is not considering, should I make AC or should I make heating, it is just energy. So that is the monistic idea. And that is dealt with, I think it's Padma Puran. Lord Shiva says to Parvati, Mayavadam ashakshastram prishchonam bodham uchite. That in Kali Yuga, O Devi, I will spread this Mayavad philosophy under the direction of Vishnu, and it is asakshastram, impious. It is talking about material world. It is not truthful. Asat-tyagi, devotee gives up material understanding. So it is covered Buddhism. So the Buddhism or Bodham Uchite, voidism, is everything came from nothing. So this is what we get nowadays, is it not? Right? There was nothing, then there was a big bang, and then there was everything. Right? That is modern science. We've talked about this many times. If you don't have to go to university, I'll tell you everything in the science course now in 3 words. Their idea is nothing, bang, everything. That's it. That's what they're teaching. There was nothing, then there was a bang, and then there was everything, the creation. Nothing, bang, everything. You don't have to spend 3 years. You can call yourself PhD now. Because that is all the modern science. They have many mathematical equations, but everything is nothing, bang, everything. So there was nothing. That is contradictory. Because nothing means the absence of everything. You cannot say there was, because that means it was existing. Then nothing is something that exists. To exist is a quality. It is not nothing. Huh? You see this point? So nothing does not exist by definition. It is the absence. So that also, we go one step from that, and then we understand there is only existence. And therefore we can understand what's said in the Vedas, that existence is ananta. It is unlimited. There is no end to the creation, and at the end or the edge of the creation there is nothing. Because nothing does not exist. So there is only existence. Krishna is ananta. Baladev is ananta. So this is important point. So bang, actually if there was nothing, their philosophy is bang, everything. So there was a bang, and then there was a creation. Now that may sound even a bit better, because we see that Krishna glances upon the material energy and then there is creation. So they should forget the nothing bit. But there has to be nothing, because they don't want to admit that there is a personal input into the creation. You understand? So there's only 3 philosophies. Voidism, nothingness, which doesn't exist, so how you can have a philosophy about it. Monism, which means there is just energy. That is also a kind of twisted idea. Monism, I am God, we are all energy, and everything is a satyam, it is all a dream. But this is not very practical. A satyam. This is what's said here. If I want to climb Mount Everest, or if I want to sail from Japan to California, I cannot say it's a dream. I'm in the middle of the ocean and there's a storm coming. I'm with my friend and he says, there's a storm come, listen to the radio. And then I say to my friend, don't worry, everything is a dream. It's all a dream. It's part of the Matrix, right? They have these movies now. It's all just a dream. It's illusion. So then you sink in the bottom of the ocean, right? You have to be practical. If you want to climb Mount Everest, you cannot think, oh, the cold weather is an illusion. No, it's very cold and you'd better prepare. You better wear a warm jacket. So it's just word jugglery. But what is a sat? A sat changi chagi. Eternality means sat. What is a sat? So, what is the opposite of sat? We don't say a sat means everything is a dream, right? 1 second. Yeah, I'll read the verse. Asatyam apristam te jagat aho anishvaram. aparaspara sambhutam kim anyat karma hoitakam. They say this world is unreal. So this is the dṛṣṭim. Their basic problem is they don't perform dharma. So they act whimsically. And these are the philosophies they create, asatyam. They say this world is unreal. But it's unreal, but when you have a toothache, you cannot say it's a dream. You have to go to the dentist. Oh, you go to the dentist and he's a Mayavadi or a Buddhist. And he says, don't worry, it's unreal. It's unreal. I can't sleep. Huh? Give me some treatment. No, it's an illusion. So, the actual understanding of asatyam, unreal, is not that it is not existing in an illusory dream sense. It is real, but it is temporary. You understand? You see, the spiritual platform is satyam. It is truth. That means it is permanent. It is eternal. The material world is asatyam. It means that it is a temporary manifestation. It is coming and going. It is manifest by Mahavishnu, time factor, and it is withdrawn. So it is a satyam because it is non-eternal. Just like this body. It is non-eternal. It is manifested. Once this body, I was a small boy. Now I'm still anyway. But the soul is satyam. Spirit is satyam. But the body is asatyam. So this is word jugglery when you say, oh, it's unreal. On the basis it is asat. Asat means it's real but temporary. But there in translation of asat is, it is unreal. It is non-existing. It is non-existing. How you can say it's non-existing? You're talking about it. You're talking about it and you say it's unreal. How you can talk about it if it is unreal? Why don't you keep your mouth shut? If it's not existing, how are you able to talk about it after seeing it? Asatyam. Then aprishtam. This next word. With no foundation, Prabhupada translates. Aprishtam means that it's not based on a personal God. Right? So they say zero is voidism, modism is one, and we are two. 0, 1, 2. Purushottam. Who is Purushottam? The absolute truth is Purusha and Prakriti, Radha and Krishna. We say. So we believe in two. They believe in 0 and 1. So this is there is the sun and the sunlight. That is two things, but they are one. Radha and Krishna are one, but from one other point of view, they're also separate. So our philosophy, the Vedic philosophy, is achintya, bhed, abhed. Yes, it is one, but it is non-different. Just like I am a soul, but I'm emanating consciousness. So it's two. And by this consciousness, I'm conscious of the external world, and I'm also conscious of myself. That is the basic idea of meditation. Please remember that. What is meditation? Generally speaking, we withdraw from the external world. We withdraw from the gross body. We withdraw from the consciousness, the mind, and we find our own self. And then the Vaishnava goes from his own self to see Krishna within himself. Krishna is ātmā. So smarana means that. You give up, focus on the external, and you see Krishna within the soul. And then you see Krishna by your own consciousness. This is how you construct the spiritual world. So that is also in the Gita. But that is the basic understanding. So we are personalist. We believe that there is variety in creation, and it is because there is variety in creation in the absolute truth. Is this simple logic? This is satisfying to the heart. But to say it's all dream, but then the next after it's all dream, they say dṛṣṭim. There is no supreme person. Prabhupada translates this, it's without foundation. So we understand as Vaishnava philosophy, everything sutre mani gana iva. Everything is resting upon what? Krishna. Morality is resting upon Krishna. All the creation is resting upon Krishna. Like pearls are strung on a thread. Just like tulsi beads are strung upon a thread. Krishna himself says this. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matak sarvam pravartate. Everything is coming from me. Etāṁ. Those that know this nicely, they do my worship, my bhajan, out of love. Right? So this is personalism. Instead of zero and oneness, we believe in Prakriti and Purusha. The explanation given is in Sankhya philosophy like a chickpea. You have a chickpea, but within a chickpea there's two halves. So Prakriti and Purusha, they are two aspects of the absolute truth. And you will see that Lakshmi Narayan, Saraswati, Brahma, a man and his wife. You will see this dualness repeated throughout the creation. Even like we say, we are Atma, but we are also consciousness. So we are two. And with our consciousness, we can become conscious of the external world, and we can become conscious of our own self. Now generally the demoniac are just conscious of the external world, but the devotee becomes antirmukh. He tries to find himself, and then he tries to find the soul of his soul. Do it, practice. Shravanam, kirtanam, smaranam, padasevanam. So, a pratistam, we say no, there is a basis. It's not just an illusion like a sky flower, akash pushpa. It is based, everything is resting upon Krishna. Vasudeva savam iti. Everything is resting on Vasudeva. And therefore, morality, the laws of karma, all these things are resting upon the absolute truth. Now, is this reasonable? But the demoniac don't want to accept that. Because as soon as the absolute truth, janmadhyasya, the source, is personal, then that means I have to, maybe he's parama purusham, I have to, what do? Itimatva vajanti mam. I don't want to worship the Supreme Lord. I am Ravana. I am Hiranyakashipu. I will kill Vishnu, and then I will become the Supreme. Right? That's what the idea is, right? Did he succeed? In one moment, Ravana finished. One moment, Hiranyakashipu. We're singing Tavakarakama. You will not succeed. Everything is resting upon Krishna. But they will make this philosophy. There's no basis. Te jagat aho anishwaram. Anishwaram means there's no Ishwara. Lord Brahma is saying, Ishwara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha. So Ishwara means, if I'm the creator, then I'm also the controller, right? If I paint a painting, I'm deciding where to put the tree, where to put the river, where to put the people having a picnic. I'm the Ishwara. So Krishna, the creator, the source is the creator. Ishwara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Anadir Adir. All entities come from him. Sarvakarana, all the principles in the material world, gross and subtle, all the entities, they're dependent upon the Supreme Lord. So that is pratistam. But they say apratistam. There's no Ishwaram. But then how do they explain everything? There's no God. Everything is a dream. There's no controller. So what do they say then? Krishna says, aparspara sambhutim kim anyat karma ahoita kim. Karma ahoita kim. This is the big thing. All right, this modern psychology. Karma ahoita kim. Everything has come from sex desire. This is their explanation. Oh, why is there creation? It's because the lion and the lioness are having sex. Why are there children in the world? Because of sex desire. Why are there birds and bees and the pollen and the trees? Because of sex. Everything is sex. So if you find it hard to understand this, these are philosophies, these are dṛṣṭims, worldviews of the demoniac. And they are adopting this because they don't want to be subordinate to a personal creation. But within their mind as human beings, in their tiny little brain, they have to have some explanation for the creation. So then they pick upon this. I'm existing because my mother and father had sex, because they were karma. The cause is lust. So, oh, very good. Then that means I can live in that way. I don't have to perform dharma, control my senses, do tapasya, study, be self-controlled. I can just have sex because everything is explained by lust. What does Krishna say in the Gita? Kama esha krodha esha rajaguna samudbhava mahashano mahapap mahavidya namera. That this karma is the great enemy. It's never satisfied. So these people, they do all sorts of things. They take drugs so they can have more sensual experience, right? And then they take more drugs, and they take more drugs. And then do they get enlightenment? No, they have to go to the rehabilitation, right? They have to go to the rehabilitation. And they pay $1,000 a day just to get the drugs taken out of their body, because they are like dying from drugs. Right? This is it, right? When they become rich, a success, they go, they take women, they take drugs, uppers, downers, alcohol, and what's the result? They suffer. So then they think, oh God, I've got to stop. Maybe they say, maybe they don't think, maybe they do say, oh God, I've got to stop. That may they find God through their suffering. Anyway, let's continue quickly. Yes. So that is the basic worldviews. Everything is a dream. There's no reality. There's no God in control. What is the explanation? Sex. And then we come to today's verse. Etāṁ dṛṣṭim, with these ideas of avaṣṭabhya, accepting, having lost themselves, naṣṭātmāno. That means with these ideas, they lost their soul. Like I explained, if you want to do meditation, you reduce focus on the external world and you try to find the soul within. You take breathing exercise, you chant mantra, you try to find your consciousness below all the material thinking, and then you put Krishna there, and you see the spiritual world, you see Radha and Krishna within the lotus of the heart, and there's the Madhurya Ras devotees, there's the Vatsalya, there's the Sakya, there's Lord Chaitanya worshipping Golok. You do this within the soul. But they've lost naṣṭātmāno. They've lost their soul. They're completely lost to themselves. They are the soul, but they've lost connection with that spiritual nature. And they've no intelligence, like I say. They accept this, everything is born from lust. Because people have lust, the world is continuing. So this is a very stupid mayaya aprita gyan, right? Their knowledge is lost. And therefore the result is they engage in, like I say, anger after frustration. They engage in unbeneficial, that's today, ugra-karma. Ugra. You can see the ugly comes from that. Ugly word. They make atom bomb. They, we found out DNA. So now we will mix DNA of human with the DNA of a pig. We'll mix the DNA of a human with a monkey. And we'll see if we can get a great soldier in this way. So they do all these incredibly ugra karma things. They ruin the environment. They give false vaccines. They lie and they cheat. And they become malicious. And at the same time they think, oh, we are the chosen, we are the special elite. And we will decide, we will decrease the population to 500 million. There's too many of them. They are a threat. This will be good for the environment. They get all these ideas, and we will live underground when we'll blow everything up. And this is the way they actually think. And we will worship ghosts and demons and rakshasas, and we'll drink the blood of sacrificed demons. And this is what they're actually doing. They're actually doing it. They're rakshasa. And they will do any sexual act. They'll not have sex with a wife to have nice children and look after them. They'll find, sex is another way to be cruel. Sex is another way to exploit. So these are the rakshasas. And then that's what Krishna says. That's a nice note to finish upon. And then, but the next verse, taking shelter of insatiable lust, you see, Krishna has said, that's their explanation, and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demoniac, thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. Like I say, they want the material thing. They don't want the eternal world. They don't want bliss. They don't want happiness. They want to be cruel. Eventually they become nasty. And they said, like after Second World War, I think 50, 60 million people died. So there was one British so-called philosopher, and he was lamenting, there's too many people in the world. In the Second World War, only 50 million died. They say things like that, and they say it openly. They have got no good quality, no politeness. Only 50 million died. My God, how crazy and ugly these people are. So these are the Rakshasas, and Kali is a Rakshasa dressed as a king. And that is how we can analyze. And they are residing where gold or money is accumulated. So this is what they are doing in the financial institutions, controlling through interest rates, finance, this trust, that trust. We will control the world by controlling money. So be very careful. How to defeat them? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. They couldn't touch Prahlad Maharaj, the big Rakshasa. So the devotee, he knows, I'm spirit soul, nothing can harm me because I'm under the shelter of Krishna. So we should never be discouraged. We should understand the world, but we should realize, take shelter of Krishna. Thank you all very much. Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So isn't it wonderful, the Gita, the way Krishna speaks in a few verses, he tells everything about this material world. But we should learn from this and think, my God, I've got to leave this place. Prabhupada, the beginning, when I joined the temple, all the classes was, we have to go back to Godhead. We have to get out of this material world. Leave it to the Rakshasas to kill and eat each other. Jai, Jai Radhe, Jai Shyam, Jai Vrindavan Dham. Thank you.